It is a very difficult Thanksgiving holiday in California for tens of thousands of residents there. While the fire in the southern part of the state is said to be contained, there is fear that rain could lead to mudslides in the coming days. Meanwhile, in the northern part of the state, the Camp Fire is still not fully out, and it has left a burn scar, so to speak, that is larger than the city of San Jose. Many people are still stuck with temporary shelters and few housing options. Raquel Maria Dillon of Public Media KQED has been reporting from the area around Chico, and I spoke with her by phone just a short time ago, started by asking what she's witnessed.
There's just so many of them. I think the folks who are worse off are stuck in this Walmart parking lot in RVs or in an empty field in tents. And when I left there earlier today, the rain was just beginning to come down for real. And it's a low-lying spot, and there's a lot of concern in the community for getting those folks out of there or just helping them get through the bad weather. People are putting wooden pallets underneath the tents and getting tarps out. I got the sense that some of those folks were really living on the edge when they were back home in paradise. One guy told me straight up he was homeless. Another gentleman was telling me about his asthma and his medical conditions, and he really shouldn't be sleeping out in a tent. But I will say the vast majority of the evacuees are crashing with friends or family on couches in people's RVs parked in driveways and other options like that. But families are split up, and it's a very stressful time, and those situations will not last forever.
Well, who is in charge of providing facilities for these people who don't have a home or a place to go anymore? I mean, is there a visible, organized presence doing the organizing?
Yes, FEMA has opened up an old shuttered Sears department store, and people take a number on the way in, they wait a little while, they get their numbers called, and then they wait a long time again to connect to services. There's nonprofits there. It's mainly FEMA and the State Office of Emergency Services. And there is aid available, but there just aren't enough homes, motel and hotel rooms to put up all the people who fled the fire.
But you said people have to wait, that they come and you said they take a number and then they wait.
Exactly. It's a bureaucracy. So some of the people I spoke with, couldn't verify their addresses or didn't have the right paperwork. I spoke to one couple that, had gotten a voucher to go into a motel room, but they came back to tie up some other loose ends. They'd forgotten their FEMA number and had to go back. And so it's a bureaucracy, and I think some people who might be struggling with other issues have a hard time navigating that bureaucracy and need a lot of help.
So what's going to happen, Raquel, on Thanksgiving tomorrow? Is there any hope for better living situation by then, or what's going to happen?
Well, the FEMA Center will be open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. There's a lot of organizations in town, in the town of Chico, that are hosting dinners and making sure that people are well fed and taken care of on such an important holiday. But big picture is Chico has a housing crisis. It's a city of 86,000 people that has poured out, their generosity for these fire evacuees. But I found a report from last year that said the vacancy rate in Chico is 1.9%, and it might have even gone down further this year. So in terms of long-term places for these people to stay, it's a real problem.
It sounds like there's just no immediate housing solution for many of these people.
Correct. And some of my colleagues at KQED have done some interesting reporting about FEMA has 80 trailers at the McClellan Air Force Base right outside of Sacramento, but they are not designated for this particular emergency. It just takes a long time to find the right place to put them. You have to have sewer and electricity, and it has to be an environmentally sound place to put housing for families. So that's a real challenge, and it's just moving a lot slower than anyone had thought.
Really, really tough situation. Raquel Dillon with KQED, thank you very much.
Thank you.